Attention, all Canadian citizens. Yes, you. Get off TikTok. Renegade can wait. Have you heard about all the insane news in the recent years? Entire Earth is burning to death. Now, for us Canadians, hot weather may not be that bad of an idea. But really, it's only going to spell disaster for us all. Now, you may be wondering, how can the entire Earth be warming right now? Did somebody leave the furnace on too long?
Well, respectfully, sir, madam, you are very incorrect.
Now, the reason for this deadly increase in temperature is due to climate change. Now, climate change may not seem all that scary, but really it's basically like poking Mother Nature with a giant hot CO2 stick.
And you do not mess with Mother Nature.
Because if you do, she will send thousands of bark beetles to infest your forests. Well, maybe that doesn't sound as bad as it actually is, but hear me out. Currently in Canada, the change to warmer temperatures up in the north is actually making it so bark beetles can survive further and further up in the north. All they do is just infest trees and just suck the life juice out of them. Also known as water for the common folk. Churn, dead trees have less moisture and can just spread forest fires like that. Who knew that these little tiny beetles could be so mischievous, just watching us burn as they just sit there and laugh? And you thought that was it?
Well, you're wrong.
Bruh. If you live in Canada, even further north, up in Atlantic Canada, it's expected to be even worse for you because there's going to be an increase in storms, and not only are there storms going to be increased, there's also going to be worse for you. If it wasn't bad enough to live in one of the coldest places on the planet. And even worse, if you live on the coastal regions of Atlantic Canada, you're expected to see sea level rises, which makes the economy absolutely just go because one of their main exports is fish. And how are you supposed to fish if your entire dock is underwater? Plus, what are the tourists gonna look at? The Atlantis of Atlantic Canada? Honestly, at this point, your town is just a glorified ice beach. And what's better than a glorified ice beach, you might ask? But a giant bonfire that's 100,000 hectares wide. Because of Canada heating up, it's only appropriate that also forest fires will come along with it. And these fires actually make a wonderful little thing called giant smog clouds. Canada, known for its high air quality, actually had a 10 plus rating on a rating scale of 1 to 10 for bad air quality. An actual warning that could pose a health risk to many Canadians. Yes, you heard that right. Climate change is literally cranking the danger up to 11. Now, what in God's name could possibly cause all this havoc? It has to be something absolutely insane, right? Well, it's a small black rock and some black liquid. Or if you want to be scientific, you can call them fossil fuels. Burning these fossil fuels releases CO2 up into the atmosphere, which causes the Earth to warm because of the greenhouse effect. In addition to these dark materials being burned, population sizes increased. This means we have needed to change Canada's land into mostly forestry and agriculture. These two things have increased the speed at which the Earth is warming by a very large margin. It's actually going so fast that we are going to experience the highest temperatures in recorded history. Congratulations, humanity. You have set the world record for the biggest fire in history. Kind of a shame though that you can't hang up your award because your house was a part of it. Now, this may sound really bad, but for the people that still want to try and actually save the Earth, first and most important thing that we can do right now is phasing out coal and diesel usage. Using those dirty, nasty sources of power, we can use renewable energy instead. A big natural energy producer in Canada is actually water. It takes up almost 60% of all the power that we produce. If you add biomass, wind, solar, and nuclear, Canada is already making 77% of all of its power with renewable energy. Sadly though, Canada is in all countries, usually having to deal with pollution from neighboring countries. US. Although even with the setback of outside ignorance, still some internal ignorance in Alberta, we could still be on track to go 100% renewable, assuming the government doesn't decide that renewable energy is bad for the economy, because people's well-being is always second to the economy. If you think that's unfair, well, welcome to the world. How long have you been here? If you actually want to try to help, you should try to raise awareness of these issues with anyone that you can. That's right, you can go on your Instagram and post your little posts. Or if you actually want to try to be useful, maybe actually try to protest even against your government officials. Because that always goes well. Remember, we are not in this alone. We can do it together. Just, if we don't make it, just Remember me, please, when the Earth turns into a giant, unlivable sauna. This message has been from some guy with too much free time.